Every single second, the global digital infrastructure processes tens of thousands of financial transactions, millions of searches, and billions of artificial intelligence computations. To handle that sheer volume, a computer cannot simply dump information into a random pile. If a server had to scan through exabytes of scattered data to find one specific password or social media post, the entire system would freeze. To keep the modern internet running smoothly, engineers rely on an invisible, underlying mathematical framework to organize all of it. That framework is known as data structures and algorithms. Think of raw data as a massive, unorganized pile of shipping containers. Before you can do anything useful with them, they need to be sorted and placed into designated physical slots. A data structure provides those slots. It is the specific method we use to organize, park, and store information in a computer's memory. Much like how a physical library shelves books by genre so you can find them later, a data structure parks data in a predictable format. Once the data is organized, we need a way to manipulate it. That is an algorithm, a precise step-by-step sequence of logic used to solve a problem. It acts like a strict recipe in a busy kitchen, ensuring the ingredients are processed in the exact right order every time. These two concepts operate together. The specific way you decide to store your data directly dictates which logical steps you can actually use to search, sort, or modify it. We can visualize this toolkit by looking at a high-level map. The primary taxonomy divides data structures into two main categories, linear and nonlinear. Linear structures arrange data sequentially. Each item is connected to the one directly in front of it and the one directly behind it. This branch includes fixed-size arrays, linked lists that chain elements together using memory pointers, stacks that process data on a last-in, first-out basis, and queues that operate strictly first-in, first-out. Nonlinear structures operate differently, handling complex multi-directional relationships. Here you will find trees used to map out hierarchies, graphs designed to map interconnected networks, and hash tables that act like digital dictionaries for instant direct lookups. Notice there is no single best option here. Every structure has distinct limitations, and choosing the wrong storage method for a complex computing task will instantly choke the entire system's processing speed. Once the data is securely structured, we apply algorithms to it. The most common tasks involve searching for a specific value, sorting items into a logical order, or using recursion, where a function repeatedly calls itself to break down a larger problem. For more complex challenges, engineers rely on advanced optimization. They might use a divide-and-conquer approach to split a dataset in half, a greedy algorithm to make the immediate optimal choice at every step, or dynamic programming to remember the results of past calculations so the computer avoids doing the same math twice. These are rigorous, mathematically proven strategies that are crafted to minimize the physical work a processor has to do. To figure out exactly how much work a processor is doing, computer scientists measure efficiency across two metrics: time complexity, meaning how long the logic takes to run, and space complexity, meaning how much physical memory it consumes. They track these constraints using a grading system called Big O notation. Big O calculates the absolute worst-case scenario for an algorithm, showing exactly how its resource demands will scale as the input size grows. This chart compares how different logical models scale. The flat horizontal line represents constant time, or O of 1, where the operation takes the same amount of time regardless of dataset size. The diagonal line represents linear time, or O of n, where processing time increases in direct proportion to the data. Now watch what happens when we introduce less efficient strategies. The steeply curving lines show quadratic and exponential growth. At this trajectory, processing requirements spike so aggressively that they quickly exceed the physical capabilities of any machine. A brute force piece of logic might work perfectly fine when testing 10 items on a laptop, but if you try to deploy that same quadratic algorithm to a database of 10 million users, the server will stall out entirely. This level of optimization runs everything you interact with online. When a social media platform recommends a new friend, it is running a graph algorithm. When a search engine instantly auto-completes your sentence, it is querying a specialized tree structure called a trie. Machine learning and large language models are built directly on these foundations. They rely on dense multidimensional arrays, called matrices, processed in parallel to recognize complex language patterns. Programming languages and hardware will continually evolve, but the underlying mathematical logic required to structure and process data remains a permanent fixture of computer science. Let's test how these concepts apply to a real-world scenario. Imagine you are building a text editor and need to implement an undo feature. Which specific data structure do you use to store the user's keystrokes? You need a stack. Because you always want to reverse the most recent action first, the data must be organized using strict last-in, first-out logic. Next, imagine you are evaluating two sorting algorithms. Option A is significantly faster in processing time than option B. Do you always pick option A? Not necessarily. That fastest algorithm might require creating duplicates of the entire dataset during the sort, which could drain all available system memory. Mastering these time-space trade-offs is a core requirement for building scalable software. Ultimately, data is the raw material. Structures are the physical storage. Algorithms are the precise actions. And Big O is how we grade the efficiency of the whole system. You now have a foundational map of how information is managed at scale. Thanks for watching, and keep exploring here at Devon Education Hub.